Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, recording the audio again because I didn't click the audio button. Welcome back to another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network, specifically a welcome good morning bodybuilding today episode 179. We're going to be talking about Rafael Brandao, Good Vito, Jay Cutler, and a couple other guys, Ian Valliere, and Jamie Christian Joe Hall. So if you're interested in any of those topics, definitely consider staying tuned and watching the rest of the episode. Now, let's go ahead and start off with Good Vito, just because I'm so excited to talk about this one. 2 weeks out. If you don't know, Good Vito is just like this prodigy of bodybuilding. He's been on the radar for years and years. So much potential, some of the best genetics potentially in muscle insertions and fullness that we've seen in a while. Good Vito has announced he's switching to the NPC, and he is just 2 weeks out from his first NPC regional, potentially, I do believe, pro qualifier show in Brazil. Like I said, in 2 weeks. Now, I don't think there's going to be any issue with him winning the pro card. The issue I'm wondering, or the challenge that I'm thinking about, is where is he going to find a men's open bodybuilding Olympia qualification show? Now, I'm wondering with his, I think he's with Darkness and a couple different Brazilian-based companies for sponsorships. I'm wondering if they're going to make the push to move him just for the rest of the competitive season this year over to Europe so he can snag an Olympia qualification on a couple of the shows that are left. I'm not sure how many are left. There's not very many at all, just maybe 4 left. So potentially you could see him at the Olympia this year. You could see Michael Crizzo at the Olympia this year. There's so many new names, fresh names, amazing, talented gentlemen that are coming into this Olympia, potentially into this Olympia lineup this year. It's going to be just an absolute mind cluster trying to figure out what the top 10 is going to be. Of course, let me know where you think Good Vito could potentially place at this year's Olympia if he does manage to, one, win his pro card and to qualify for the Olympia. Let me know down below. Another Brazilian favorite, my favorite bodybuilder, Rafael Brandao, showing finally, I was doing like a teaser in the last episode talking about him sharing a physique update, and it was just a picture saying like, hey, we haven't seen him in a while. And then him and his coach, Chris Aceto, finally post a physique update for us, and it's so much fun to see it. Just creeping into 8 weeks out, and he finally breaks the silence and shows, what he's working with. I would say this is very comparable to what we normally see from Rafael Brandao. I can't say there was any crazy improvements that I can see just from this front lat spread. It is an amazing front lat spread, and I think he's going to be very competitive, potentially, as long as the back stays par with the rest of his physique. There are going to be some big dudes. I'm wondering if we get to see him and James Hollingshead stand side by side. I think that would be a really nice comparison. James is a lot bigger, a lot denser, but Rafael Brandao has that lines. He has that crazy taper that could potentially push him out over some of these bigger, more prominent mass monsters in the men's open bodybuilding division. Of course, let me know your thoughts on Rafael Brandao. A little clicky baity teasy thing I've seen kind of circulating around. Jay Cutler sharing some physique updates. Was not expecting this at all. A man who is most definitely in retirement, has lost a lot of size in the arms, in the shoulders. The midsection's pretty blocky. It's always been blocky for the most part. He's just been able to compensate with the other muscle groups and areas. He has shared some physique updates, and I think the big question right now is, is he going to do a Masters Olympia? I would put money no. I would put a lot of money no. He's not. I don't think he's interested in coming back. He came back once with what was it? He was always a Aceto guy, right? And then he came back once with Hani in 2014. And then that was his last show he did. And that was his comeback. That was the only swan song for him. I don't see him tarnishing that legacy. Not that it would tarnish it, but I just don't see him getting back on stage in a competitive manner. So I wouldn't hold your breath for all the Jay Cutler diehard fans. Love the dude, but I don't think he's going to be doing a Masters Olympia anytime soon. But if you think I'm crazy and you think he's going to hop on stage, definitely let me know in the comment sections below. Moving on, Ian Valliere sharing some physique updates as well, coming into the Olympia. Like I said, just coming up on 8 weeks out, sharing some back shots. Now, this doesn't really tell us too much. 8 weeks out, there's so much that he's going to be able to improve upon conditioning wise. A little bit of skin folding in the lower back, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. The real question is, where do you think Ian's going to be landing? He's made improvements, or was it back-to-back 7th finishes at the Olympia this last 2 years? It was something like that. Of course, let me know the corrections down below. I always appreciate you guys' Google powers in post-production. Definitely, I know he's looking to make improvements this year. I genuinely just don't see it. There's so many talented people coming up the ranks. We've talked about a few in this video. I just can't see it in the cards that Ian's going to be able to hold on to, a high placing like that, unless he makes some drastic, changes. I don't know, maybe the midsection. I don't know. I'm definitely interested to hear your thoughts on, what Ian could potentially do in the off season to improve his placings. I don't know. It's really gonna be a tough one for him. I think he's at the peak right now. His brand is high. He's got great stock in his name, and I do wonder, what the future is going to hold for him coming into this Olympia, and potentially where he could place. But we will finish up with James Christian Johal. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you stopping in, checking out the channel. Please like, comment, subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It helps this channel grow. And of course, in the description of the video, you can check out all my links to include my merch site if you want to buy clothing from me. But Jamie Christian Johal, I know he's a big fan favorite for you guys. I love the guy too. Me being a tall dude, 6 foot plus, love seeing him do well and compete. He has announced that he's going to be taking some time off. He's stepping away from the open stage, the bodybuilding stage, going to focus on family. He's going to focus on business, and he doesn't know when or if he's going to be coming back to the stage. In my other recording, I mentioned Josh Lenardowitz. Both of those guys had health issues. Both of them took some time away from the stage, and Josh will come back eventually. I don't know in what capacity. He has said he's not retired, and I'm sure that Jamie is not retired as well. I'm sure he'll come back. I mean, who knows? You look at someone like Keon Pearson. That guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to classic," and then just like randomly in the off season, he's like, "Nah, never mind." So take it with a grain of salt with these guys. Maybe he's done. Maybe he's just upset about the placing and not winning a show. I'm not sure. He seems like he seems like his head is, on a good swivel. So I'm sure he's actually going to take some time off. But of course, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment sections. And of course, check out the most recent podcast with me and Mark's Max Muscle here on the Bodybuilding News Network. We talk about all things related to bodybuilding and bodybuilding history, historian pieces on stuff, the great competition, and then we also talk about pro wrestling a little bit. So it's always fun. It's a good laugh. It's a good, relaxing, fun listen if you don't want to take it too seriously. So check that out. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.